morning, everyone.
Good morning.
And I'm happy that, I think you said, what, I have 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Just kidding. And I do have some cards. I do a lot of public speaking. I go around the world and talk at big events. And if anyone from my team, if they were watching this right now, they saw that I had something in my hands, they'd go into shock. Because I never... Well, they write stuff for me, and I never say it. So they're carried on the stage. So, but I wanted this to be important, right? Because I think that as I was looking at the theme, "Walk in Love," I wanted to really make sure that I understood what that meant, and what that meant to me, and what that meant to me as a part of St. John's, right? And I looked at it and walk in love. What does that mean to walk in love? In the context of stewardship, right? And the walk, and we heard it this morning, is imitating God, offering our lives in sacrifice to God. It's our behavior and how we act. It's not just how we act when we're here, but it's how we act when we're out and in the community, and for me, out in the world, right? And I think that all of those ways that I do that are formed by the time that I've had here in St. John's, which, by the way, I was counting up, and is over 28 years, so almost 3 decades. Wow. That had to sit in for a second. And then the part of love, right? And love in this sense is the kind of love which is agape, which I just want to say because I like the way it sounds. Agape, which is sacrificial, unconditional love that proves itself through actions. It's how God loves us, but it's also how we show love to others. And I will tell you, over those 28 years, my walk with St. John's has been one of ebb and flow, right? Because of our lives happen, right? And I, either through health issues or work and travel and going and being gone a lot, it's the fact that all of the foundational things that happen here, from other people's time, talent, and treasure, I benefit from. And every time I walk back in those doors, the love is unconditional, right? From all of you and from every bit of time and talent that each of you provide. And I benefit from that. And in the past, over the years, I've contributed to that. Some of you didn't see the early days when I didn't have the kind of job I have now, where, we did youth group. I think some of the kids are probably married and have kids now. So I'd like to think that I can help contribute to some of their success. We did, Bible and women's groups. I see several of us that used to do those. That was a lot of fun. And then, most recently the choir, and I've had some voice issues, so I haven't been able to be a part of that, but I still feel that love and the bond from all of that. And then literally walking in the footsteps of Jesus. When a group of us went out to the Holy Land, and we went to Jerusalem, and that is where I really saw what people of St. John's are made of, right? When we were out on that journey together, and what we not only learned, but what we contributed while we were there was phenomenal. But I think the piece that really brought it back to how we walk in love and unconditional, a lot of the people in the congregation couldn't go with us. So when we came back, we all put together presentations and briefings and held sessions where we shared our experiences and what we learned. And I think that's a part of it, right? It's not just all about all of the being perfect and being able to do these extravagant things, right? It's really every single little piece that we give of ourselves and bring to St. John's, whether it is a time or a talent or a treasure, which I have been consistent in the treasure part the whole time, so that's good. Because that is important, right? We have to keep things going, we have to keep things moving. And it's not, like I said, it's each person, it's our contribution in any of those areas at any given time, no matter where you are in your life, because I'm a good example of that. You can't always be here every Sunday. You can't always be at every event. But it's how, when you are or when you're not, how you're still giving of all those things, time, talent, and treasure. And I can tell you, I do take St. John's everywhere with me, thank goodness, too. I think they're called the Nerve Center. So, yeah, Tucker and Weir, no matter where I am in the world or where we're going, if we're out with family, we still get to see. I'm still online, so if there's other people watching online, hello. So that is important, and I think that it's all of those actions and the way that you can contribute matters, right? It's the collective of everything that we're doing. I'm a data person. Andrew's a financial person. You saw from his talk that he gave a few weeks ago. But if we were to put up a screen over the 28 years that I've been here, right, and we were to go through all the ways that St. John's has contributed to the community, to each of our lives, when people are not well, to going out with, helping the community, to either Thanksgiving, all of the Catherine Henley, all of the backpacks, the Creation Care Garden, all of the things that we do. I always tell people when I'm talking about St. John's is that we are small but mighty. It's amazing, really. If you were to look at everything that's happened over the last 28 years and what we've contributed and what we have gone through as a congregation, and that walk, if we were to look at it, right, is phenomenal, right? And it comes from no matter where you are and where we've each been in our lives, that we've been able to contribute in each of those areas of time, talent, and treasure. And I just think it's incredible. I'm honored and blessed to be a part of this. The bond that we have is phenomenal. And it's that individual and collective way that we walk in love together and come together and contribute that is so important. And it's so funny because I do a little daily devotion, and it's called Sweeter Than Honey. And today's reading was called Showing Love, right? And it's John 13:34. A new commandment I give to you, that you love one another just as I have loved you. You all also are to love one another. And this is where it talks about, what is the last thing someone did for you that made you feel loved? Chances are it wasn't extravagant, right? It's all those things that I just talked about, right? It's the fact that this morning when I came in the door, because I just had a shoulder procedure this morning, someone opened the door. They saw I was struggling to get in the door, right? It's from that to doing big things like coming up and making sure that all the stuff's cleared out around, right? It's from putting this sermon together. It's everything that we do that stacks up and makes us who we are and needed, right? And then it goes on to talk about when Jesus gave us the commandment to love one another. He wasn't expecting extravagance. Instead, he wanted us to use what we have in our hands and our hearts. And to me, that is what this is all about. That's what this walk in love and what we're doing here is, what we have in our hands and our heart. And what we can give, and when we can give it, and however we can give it, matters. And that may, like you see, my journey in 28 years has ebbed and flowed. And I just know that what we're doing is the right thing. And I am just so blessed to be a part of this. And I'm happy to be here when I can be here. If not, I'm watching online, so I'll always wave to me and say, and just thank you. And thanks to everyone.